This fruit is best for slaying bosses, and this one is the best one for grinding levels as a beginner. So if you want to know what fruits I am talking about and much more, make sure you watch this video till the end. Today's shoutouts go to these guys. If you want a shoutout in the next video, just leave a like and tell me in the comments your favorite starter fruit and blocks fruits. Firstly, we need to state what kind of fruits do we actually need as a beginner. So, most of the first C starter players want to progress through the game as fast as possible. They want to reach the second and third C where they can get their favorite items that they have seen on YouTube, which means we will need one ultra fast and grindy fruit that will get you the most levels in the shortest amount of time. And we got just that. But also there are some people who are just too lazy to grind and want a PvP in the first C, so we will need some starter PvP fruits. Also, maybe you are completing certain special quests or getting some items which require you to go from an island to island really fast, so we need fruits with good mobility. Well, we got just that, so let's get started. So as many of you have expected, who have some knowledge at the game, I can't resist putting light at the start of the starter fruits list. Why? Well, this fruit has it all. When it comes to grinding levels, it's hands down the best one. When it comes to first C, starter fruits, of course. That's because certain mechanics and stats change when you enter the second and third C, so it's not so meta, but still it's good. You get a sword, which counts as a fruit, which you can spam M1 attacks with, so you can basically slaughter the enemies insanely fast. But also, you have plenty of skills that can damage multiple enemies all at once, which are easy to land and deal insane damage. Also, another really important thing is because of really fast progression through the islands, you will need some type of fast traveling method. And that's where the light fruit shines again. You have this skill that allows you to travel basically at the speed of light. Of course, it's much slower than the real speed of light, but it's one of the fastest in the game. So it's the golden starter fruit if you want to progress as fast as possible. You may have to struggle a bit to get it since it's a rare fruit that costs 650k pelly, but it shouldn't be that big of a problem. This one isn't really a starter one, but hear me out. When you want to get some special quests done or accessories, you will most likely have to constantly keep switching between islands which are pretty far away, which will get pretty exhausting very soon. But this legendary fruit that costs 1.9 million pelly will teleport you between islands in literally 0 seconds. But just like I said, this fruit isn't really for beginners because of its price. It's more for players who came back to first C to finish some unfinished work. But if you somehow get it, make sure to keep it, since this fruit can be really useful in PvP as well. So yeah. Now, first C on its own isn't well known for having great PvP. But, for those that want to destroy their friends and other enemies, one of the best starter PvP fruits is Flame, undoubtedly. It costs only 250k pelly and you can find it in stock very often. And why is it good? Well, first of all, it's elemental, so you have the dodging ability, which is insanely useful for a whole variety of different things. Every flame move is big area of effect and burn damage, so it's very hard to miss. Apart from PvP, you can farm bosses very efficiently with flame, so it's one of the best starter fruit picks. Now another alternative to flame. The ice fruit. It costs 350k pelly and can be found in stock pretty often, similar to flame fruit. But of course it has some advantages and disadvantages over the flame. Like what? Well, just like the light fruit, this fruit has its own sword that isn't affected by the sword stat since it's considered a part of the fruit. So you can basically spam M1s without needing to put any stat points in sword stat. Also, just like we already know, if you eat a devil fruit you won't be able to swim no more. But if you eat the ice fruit you will actually be able to walk on water, so you don't have to worry about that no more. Which means that the mobility is very good. But of course the flame is a bit better when it comes to direct PvP because of higher damage and other stats. So, if you want a killer fruit, choose flame, but if you want a more balanced one, choose ice. Now this one is a bit more advanced one. But if you manage to get it as a starter player, you're in insane luck. And it's none other than Buddha. If you try to think of the most no-skill fruit in the game, you will think of this one. You literally become just a big tank with insane amounts of health and range, which will allow you to spam M1s and literally sweep through the enemies. But of course you have to know what to use it with. So if you want to know what accessories, fighting styles and such you should use with Buddha, make sure to check out this video. This is really the starter fruit. It's the smoke fruit. But why in the world should you use smoke fruit? Well, that is because it's the cheapest elemental fruit that you can buy. It costs only 100k pelly and you can pretty much always find it in stock. Not really, but you get the point. What does it have to do with being elemental? Well, when you are using an elemental fruit, you have this ability to basically be immune to normal enemy attacks if you are a couple levels above them. Which is really important as a starter because normal enemies at that level will kill you over and over again. So what you have to do is grind every enemy a couple of levels above, so when you go to the next one you're immune to his attacks. And that's how you deal with overpowered enemies in First Sea. The Flame doesn't have any really good skills, so you should use a fighting style or sword to grind with it. The ability will still work. If you found this video helpful, make sure you leave a like and a sub to let me know that I should make more useful content. Thank you so much for watching and see you soon.